Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
4 medics on leave in a case that's getting national attention. A woman pronounced dead, but was still alive.
I know the family's hurting. And these firefighters are hurting also. The department's hurting. The city's hurting. Our community's hurting.
Today, the Southfield fire chief takes us through how this happened.
Breaking here at 5, the federal government wants Michigan to turn over information on state nursing homes to see if state orders were responsible for more deaths from the coronavirus.
But we begin tonight with a potentially catastrophic hurricane barreling towards Texas and Louisiana. Hurricane Laura could make landfall tonight on the Gulf Coast as a Category 4 storm.
The Hurricane Center warned today that storm surge could reach what they termed, and this is the quote that few of us have ever seen before, unsurvivable levels at 20 feet in parts of Texas and Louisiana. Hundreds of thousands of people have been forced to leave their homes. Chris Pallone in Lafayette, where time is running out for people to leave. Chris.
Here in Louisiana, the wind is starting to pick up. A light rain is falling as the outer bands of Hurricane Laura start to move onshore. There have even been some tornado warnings in the state of Louisiana in advance of Laura coming onshore. This storm is very powerful. The Weather Service says possibly historic. It's packing winds of at least 140 miles an hour, and it's expected to make landfall later tonight. As the hours pass, the warnings about Hurricane Laura are becoming more dire.
People need to heed the warnings they've been given and to evacuate.
The governors of Louisiana and Texas warning the 20 million people potentially in the storm's path. Take this seriously.
The hurricane is going to be quite severe, very powerful winds with a strong impact.
The National Hurricane Center warns of catastrophic wind damage where Laura's eye makes landfall, now projected to be at the Louisiana-Texas border after midnight. But the bigger concern is what the Hurricane Center calls unsurvivable storm surge, not just at the coast, but potentially reaching 30 miles inland.
To think that there would be a wall of water over 2 stories high coming on shore is very difficult for most to conceive. But that is what is going to happen.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
The mayor of Port Arthur, Texas, expecting the worst.
We are anticipating catastrophic damages. If you say we are anticipating loss of life. I've been through Harvey, and I ain't finna change this. I decided just to get on out of here.
The time to prepare is over. Laura is almost here. And forecasters are reminding people this is not just a Gulf Coast storm only affecting Texas and Louisiana. As it moves onshore, it could bring widespread power outages and flooding to places like Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky. In Lafayette, Louisiana, I'm Chris Pallone, Local 4.
All right, Chris, and Ben joins us now. He's been tracking the storm.
What is the latest on its path, Ben?
Yeah, the 5 o'clock advisory is out. They have actually increased the wind speeds that this storm is going to have when it makes landfall, likely now 150 miles per hour. Still on track to make landfall tonight. We're going to start with a visible satellite. I want to stress this is not a computer animation. This is the actual view from space. You can see directly into that eye wall. You can see the higher cloud tops right around it and see right to the surface of the Gulf of Mexico. And that stuff is bathwater. That's about 87-degree water there as this storm makes it towards shore. Tornado warnings already up for the outer bands. There's the eye wall. Current stats, 145 miles per hour. This is a Category 4 storm. Will make landfall probably just after midnight tonight and then quickly become a tropical storm as it moves inland. But that's just going to be the start for folks out there. And remember, the high end of Category 4 is 156 miles an hour. So this is bordering on Cat 5. They talked about storm surge flooding, and he's right, 15 to 20 foot wall of water. I'm 6 foot. That would be 3 of me plus of water coming on shore. This is going to be a monster of a storm, guys. And of course, we'll have more on it coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Ben. 4 medics have been put on leave after a 20-year-old woman was declared dead, then found alive hours later.
Yeah, today the Southfield fire chief made that announcement and took everyone through the events that led up to the woman being brought to a Detroit funeral home. Larry Spruill live to take us through it all. Larry.
Well, Devin and Karen, the fire chief tells me that his crews worked on Tamisha 3 separate times within 30 minutes, and they found no signs of life. Meanwhile, I talked to her family. They think otherwise. 20-year-old Tamisha Beauchamp remains in critical condition. Her godmother did not want to be identified, but was with her when she was pronounced dead and held her in her arms.
Maybe about 10 minutes after I prayed, I began to feel a slight pulse.
That's when she told a family member to get the paramedics as they were leaving.
She was breathing somewhat normal. You know, I've been a nurse now for like 38 years. So from all indications, you know, she was breathing relatively normal, but they told me that it was because of the medication.
It's going to take time for this investigation.
Southfield Fire Chief Johnny Menifee says 2 firefighters and 2 emergency crews are on paid administrative leave, but he says they did everything right.
The family's attorney, Jeffrey Feiger, has made several grossly inaccurate statements, which I would like to address today. The most alarming and accurate statement is that a Southfield police officer or firefighter placed Ms. Beauchamp in a body bag. That is absolutely untrue.
Here's a timeline of what Chief Menifee says happened. At 7:34, crews got to the home. 7:35, life-saving procedures were initiated 3 separate times for 30 minutes. Each time there were no signs of life. 8:07, Southfield police arrived. 8:09, they announced Beauchamp dead and a physician was notified.
All I could say was that my God has worked a miracle.
And her family says that she is here at Sinai Grace in critical condition, very much alive. I reached out to the family's attorney to find out what he had to say about what the chief had to say in his false allegations. I have not heard back just yet. We're live on the Choice West Side tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
So we will, of course, stay on it. All right, Larry. Now we need to get the breaking news on the state's handling of the coronavirus. The Department of Justice wants Governor Whitmer to send over information about Michigan nursing homes.
The DOJ says the state's orders may have resulted in the deaths of thousands of nursing home patients. Let's get out to Mara McDonald. And Mara, there are other states involved in this.
Karen, that's right. The governors of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and yes, Michigan all got this letter. All of these states have had a high percentage of COVID deaths coming out of nursing homes. For example, here in the state of Michigan, so far, 32% of our total deaths in our state have come from nursing homes. What the feds are looking into is whether it's state policies that are responsible for those numbers. And if they determine the data leads them there, a possible federal civil rights investigation. Here's a quote from the DOJ. Quote, today the Justice Department requested COVID-19 data from the governors of states that issued orders which may have resulted in the deaths of thousands of elderly nursing home residents. Now, we just got a response out of Governor Whitmer's office. Her spokeswoman is saying they believe this is nothing but a political stunt out of the Trump administration, that they don't think it is a coincidence that the governors of these 4 states, all of which are Democrats, got this letter during the week of the Republican National Convention. They also say that they will assess the DOJ letter and then will determine where to go next. We're live downtown tonight at the federal courthouse. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
All right, Mara. Meanwhile, Michigan is nearing 100,000 coronavirus cases in the state because today we added another 761 new cases and 7 more lives lost.
Today we got a somber reminder of the impact of the coronavirus that has had on our city here in Detroit.
This is something. The city released this collage featuring the faces of 900 of the 1,500 Detroiters who died from coronavirus. Each picture will be displayed on a billboard on Belle Isle next week. Family members of those lost are invited to drive through on Monday, and then everyone else is invited to look at it and see it on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Also today, Mayor Duggan announced plans to help Detroiters avoid getting evicted from their homes during the pandemic. The 36th District Court moratorium on evictions in Detroit ended on August 15th, putting many at risk. The city's eviction prevention program will provide residents with legal services, rental assistance, and relocation and housing placement assistance. $12 million from the CARES Act funding will pay for attorneys to help pay back rent and to make arrangements with landlords.
It's important that you pay what you can. There is not enough money to cover everything, but if you can't pay and you need to stay in your home, the city is going to do everything possible to keep you in that house. We do not need people looking for new homes during this pandemic.
Now, by law, landlords must give a 30-day notice when attempting to evict a tenant. New report tonight finds Michigan's economy is rebounding after the coronavirus.
The governor's been touting that report. So today, our business editor Rob Maloney did a little digging into whether that outlook is too rosy. And Rod joins us live from West Bloomfield. Rod.
Well, two sides of the coin, Devin. Let's talk about the one side, the good side. The governor was talking about what they call the back to normal index, and Michigan is up 87% since March. That is a CNN and Moody's Analytics report. They look at things like unemployment and, strangely enough, whether people are going to parks, which they are in the state of Michigan. And so let's look at some of the positive things we can take away from the report and where we stand economically. Our good news starts with construction. Chief Comer economist Robert Dye says it's a great time to build, buy, or sell.
And we have seen home construction in Michigan and just about every other state, most other states, home construction, home sales coming back up.
And here's a related study. The finance website Bankrate.com is out with its housing hardship index. Back in June, Michigan had a 21.2 rating, 10th in the nation, a bad place to be, showing double-digit unemployment and very high mortgage foreclosures. In July, Michigan improved to 14.49. Our national ranking dropped to 33rd. Unemployment just under 9% and delinquencies down nearly a point. Of Michigan's rebound, Bankrate's Jeff Ostrowski said,
So Michigan was getting hit really hard back in April and May. You were the third worst state in the country. And now for July, you're down to 33rd, so a little better than average.
Still, there are business people struggling greatly. Jordan Munster of High Caliber Karting and Entertainment near Lansing told Michigan legislators today in a hearing his business is under a cease and desist order. He's in jeopardy of losing that business because he can't figure out how to get open under the state's COVID rules.
Nobody knows what to do and how to navigate this, and I completely understand it. But we have to figure out a solution on how can we get open, not when or if, it's how.
Well, and he would be part of the 13% that is not going especially well. So at 6 o'clock, we're going to flip the coin over and take a look at the reality about improvement versus actual performance. Reporting live in West Bloomfield, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod, we will see you then, and we have much more to come here at 5.
Here's Evrod.
Most officers that we work with are here for the right reasons.
I'm Evrod Cassimy. The unique approach that Detroit police have when it comes to policing the community and the fight against racial tension.
Surprising details all laid out here in federal court in downtown Detroit as investigators go after employees with the Unemployment Insurance Agency. Employees, they say, were allegedly scamming the system. I'm Hank Winchester. I'll take you inside that investigation coming up.
All right, Hank, but first, an arrest in a deadly shooting at the continuing police shooting protests in Wisconsin. Back in just